Chris Martin stood frozen, his expression tightening in disbelief, as breaking news confirmed what fans had not dared to imagine. BTS had just reunited in Los Angeles. Without Jungkook, the absence of the group's youngest member was not only glaring but deeply unsettling, sparking a flood of speculation that something far more serious was unfolding behind the scenes. Could this unexpected gap in BTS's unity signal an internal crisis? Was this merely a scheduling conflict, or was there a rift large enough to keep one of the world's most adored idols away from his bandmates? The tension surrounding the moment was palpable, and the questions were multiplying faster than the answers. The reunion itself should have been a moment of celebration. BTS members, who had been focusing on individual projects and mandatory military service, had been rarely seen together in public over the past years. Their sudden appearance in Los Angeles drew massive attention from global media, fans, and industry insiders alike. Yet, the empty space where Jungkook should have stood was impossible to ignore. In the world of K-pop, especially for a group as globally recognized as BTS, every member's presence or absence carries significant weight. The optics of such a reunion without the golden magne were more than just awkward. They were alarming. Adding to the intrigue, Chris Martin, frontman of Coldplay and a known close collaborator and friend of BTS, appeared to be caught off guard by the lineup he encountered. The last time the world saw BTS and Chris Martin together was in moments filled with camaraderie and shared musical triumphs. This time, the atmosphere was different. Observers noted that Martin's reaction suggested genuine surprise, as if he, too, was unaware that Jungkook would be missing from this highly anticipated gathering. The implications of such a surprise go beyond casual absence. If Martin, someone often privy to BTS's plans, was not expecting this, then something unusual was indeed happening. In the hours following the reunion, social media exploded. ARMY, the fiercely loyal BTS fandom, began piecing together clues from recent sightings, interviews, and social posts. Rumors swirled about Jungkook's whereabouts. Some speculated he might still be in Korea due to personal or professional obligations. Others suggested health issues, though no such reports had surfaced from credible sources. A smaller but louder faction of fans believed the absence could indicate internal disagreements, the kind that entertainment agencies are often quick to deny but slow to resolve. The fact that no official comment emerged only deepened the sense of mystery. The setting of Los Angeles itself added another layer to the puzzle. BTS's presence in the city was widely believed to be linked to a high-profile industry event, potential collaborations, or even the early stages of preparing for a group project post-military service. LA has long been a strategic hub for BTS's Western expansion, and their past visits have almost always included all members, especially Jungkook, whose popularity and vocal role in performances are essential to the group's dynamic. For such a critical appearance, his absence felt less like a coincidence and more like a deliberate choice, or an unavoidable consequence of something larger. Eyewitnesses at the venue described the remaining members as composed but noticeably subdued at times. While smiles and interactions with fans and media were still present, there was an undeniable shift in energy. The balance of the group's dynamic felt altered, and for longtime observers, it was impossible to dismiss. Even casual fans could sense that the chemistry, so famously harmonious, seemed incomplete without Jungkook's presence. For a band that has built its brand on brotherhood and unity, such a visible fracture, temporary or not, has the power to unsettle not only the fanbase but the industry at large. Chris Martin's role in this moment cannot be understated. His history with BTS, from their emotional My Universe collaboration to various onstage moments of mutual admiration, has made him a trusted figure in their circle. His shock, caught in candid expressions and subtle gestures, carried weight. Industry insiders immediately began reading between the lines. Was Martin aware of a deeper issue? Was this a reunion meant to send a message? And if so, to whom? The music industry thrives on image as much as sound, and the image of BTS minus Jungkook was as jarring as it was newsworthy. This development also arrives at a delicate moment in BTS's trajectory. With some members still completing military service and others pursuing solo careers, the group is navigating one of the most challenging transitional periods since their debut. Fans have been holding on to the promise of a full reunion, an event that would signal BTS's return to the global stage in their complete form. The Los Angeles gathering was widely assumed to be a prelude to that moment. Now, with Jungkook absent, that narrative is under strain. It forces fans to confront a possibility they have long resisted. The future of BTS may not be as straightforward as they hoped. The absence raises operational and emotional questions. Operationally, how does a group like BTS, whose performances, choreography, and brand identity are built on the seamless inclusion of all members, move forward without its lead vocalist? Emotionally, what does it mean for the bond between members if one is missing from such a publicized and meaningful event? The K-pop industry, known for its meticulous planning and image control, rarely allows for such visible imperfections unless there is no other choice. This is why many are convinced that the missing piece is more than a logistical hiccup. In the days leading up to the reunion, there were no overt hints that Jungkook would be absent. His recent activities, both online and in public, suggested he was engaged and active. He had been spotted in casual outings, interacting with fans, and even dropping hints about future projects. This only makes his absence now more perplexing. The contrast between his apparent normalcy just days ago and his total absence from such a critical gathering is stark. If the situation were purely benign, fans argue, why allow such damaging speculation to run unchecked? Meanwhile, the entertainment industry is watching closely. BTS's influence extends far beyond music charts. They are cultural ambassadors, trendsetters, and economic drivers in both South Korea and the global market. Any perceived instability in their ranks has ripple effects, from record sales to brand endorsements and international partnerships. For figures like Chris Martin, whose collaboration with BTS has bridged cultures and genres, the absence of a key member during a reunion carries not just personal significance, but professional implications as well. As the dust settles from this shocking moment, one truth remains. The absence of Jungkook at BTS's Los Angeles reunion has become a focal point for fans, media, and industry insiders alike. Whether the explanation proves to be mundane or monumental, the speculation has already taken on a life of its own. For now, all eyes are on BTS's next move and on whether the Golden Magne will rejoin his brothers in time to quell the growing storm. Until then, the unanswered question looms large. Was this just an unfortunate scheduling conflict, or the first public sign of a deeper, more troubling divide within one of the most celebrated music groups of our time? For the ARMY, the situation has evolved beyond simple curiosity. It has become an urgent need for clarity. Each passing hour without a clear explanation only heightens the emotional intensity surrounding the reunion. Online communities are dissecting every frame of available footage, scrutinizing the expressions of the members present, and drawing comparisons with past public appearances. Some fans point to subtle shifts in posture, eye contact, and tone, suggesting that the absence of Jungkook might have affected the mood more deeply than casual observers realize. Others dismiss such interpretations as overanalysis, yet even they admit the optics are difficult to reconcile with the group's image of unshakable unity. In the fast-moving world of global entertainment, optics can shape narratives faster than official statements can counter them. A reunion of BTS in Los Angeles was supposed to be a symbol of resilience and continuity, a message to the world that despite challenges, the band's core remained intact. Instead, the missing presence of Jungkook has reframed the event into a symbol of uncertainty. For fans who have followed the group for over a decade, the dissonance between expectation and reality is deeply unsettling. Many express worry that if such a key event can take place without him, perhaps future appearances or even music releases might follow a similar pattern. From a broader perspective, this incident also highlights the fragile nature of public perception in the music industry. BTS, more than most, have been perceived as a model of cohesion and mutual support, qualities that have amplified their appeal beyond just their music. When that perception is disrupted, intentionally or otherwise, it invites narratives that may not align with reality, but can be just as powerful in shaping public opinion. Industry insiders note that repairing such a fracture in perception often requires not just appearances, but deliberate, high-impact moments that visibly reaffirm the group's bond. Chris Martin's shock remains one of the most discussed elements of the night. Whether his reaction stemmed from personal concern, professional surprise, or simple unawareness, it has become an anchor point for speculation. To many fans, Martin represents a trusted bridge between BTS and the wider Western music industry. If he appeared genuinely startled by the absence, it suggests the situation was not part of a carefully orchestrated media plan. That alone shifts the narrative from controlled image management to genuine unpredictability, an element that makes the story even more compelling and troubling. The aftermath will depend heavily on how BTS chooses to move forward. A sudden appearance by Jungkook alongside the group in the coming days could help restore equilibrium, but prolonged absence will inevitably feed more theories. The stakes are high. In an era where public trust in celebrity narratives is increasingly fragile, every move is scrutinized, replayed, and reinterpreted through countless lenses. For now, the reunion in Los Angeles will be remembered less for the joy of seeing BTS together again, and more for the shadow cast by one missing figure and the lingering, unanswered question of why he was not there.